The concept of simple equations. Look at this equation here. If x equals 2x, it means 1 equals 2. Of course, that's a mistake. So what's the mistake? The mistake is cancelling x on the two sides without considering the possibility that x may be 0. If that's the case, the two x's cannot be cancelled. The correct approach is to always get all the variables on one side and then solve the equation. The solution is that x is 0. A simple equation is an algebraic equation with degree 1. Some examples here. In a simple equation, the highest power of any of the variables is 1. As you can notice, in all these equations, the highest power of each of these variables is 1, while the number of variables may be 1 or more. For example, the first equation has only one variable, the second equation has two variables, whereas the third equation has three variables. Let's take a problem. You will very often see that simple equation-based questions are word problems. That means such questions require converting words, as in general text, into mathematical equations. For example, in this problem, we have all the information given in general text, and we must process all the general text to come up with a simple algebraic equation. Look at this equation. If we assume that Jack's complete salary is X, then 1/4 goes into rent, 1/3 goes into something else, 1/6 goes into something else, and he is left with $600. That's his saving. That means X times total minus 1/4 minus 1/3 minus 1/6 is equal to his saving. So see, we have converted all the general text given in this problem into a simple equation. On solving, we very comfortably get X as 2400. So that's his total salary. That's the required answer. Please pause the video and solve this one. This problem is a bit different from the last one because in the last problem, these fractions were of his total salary. But in the next problem, the later fractions are of the remaining chocolates and not the total chocolates. Therefore, the equation would be a little bit different. If we assume that A is the number of chocolates she initially had, then after giving half her chocolates to B, she would be left with A times 1 minus half chocolates. Now, out of these remaining chocolates, she gives 1/3 to the next person. So she would now be left with these many. And now, to the next person, she gives 5/8 the number of chocolates. So eventually, she would be left with these many chocolates, which is given to be 15. Now we can comfortably solve it. This equation simplifies into this equation, and on solving, we get A as 120, which means that initially she had 120 chocolates. That's the right answer. Please pause the video and solve this problem. Initially, Rose had X chocolates. So we start with X chocolates. Now, before giving chocolates to each of her friends, she puts the chocolates in the magic box, which triples the number of chocolates she has. Therefore, before giving the chocolates to her first friend, she would put the chocolates in the magic box. Therefore, X would become 3X. Now she is to give 10 chocolates to her first friend, so the number of chocolates with her would reduce to 3x minus 10. Now again she would put these chocolates in the magic box and the number would triple. 3x minus 10 would become 9x minus 30. Now she is to give 10 chocolates to her second friend, so the number reduces to 9x minus 40. Next, she would put these chocolates into her magic box, so the number would triple up. 9x minus 40 would become 27x minus 120. Now she would give 10 chocolates to her third friend, and it's given that on giving 10 chocolates to her third friend, she is left with 140 chocolates. So this final equation turns out to be 27x minus 130 equals 140. On solving it for x, we get x as 10. That's the required answer. Solving simultaneous equations. Let's take a basic example. Here is a correct three-step approach for solving simultaneous equations. First step is to equate the coefficients of any one variable. So we either want to equate the coefficients of x here or the coefficients of y here. If we take the first approach, we must multiply the first equation by 7 and the second equation by 2, and as a result you will see that the coefficients of x have become equal, and now we can subtract the two equations and find the value of y. You will see that x can be now totally eliminated, which was the plan. Step 2 is to eliminate one variable. Now we can comfortably solve this to get the value of y. It turns out to be 3. And now that we have a known variable, we can use it to find the value of the other variable. So we put the value of y in any of these equations. For example, let's use the first equation here, 2x plus 5y, that means 5 times 3 is equal to 25. This will give us the value of 5. So we have been able to solve the simultaneous equations here. The values we get are x is 5 and y is 3. We could have also very well equated the coefficients of y and then added the two equations to get the value of x first and then used this value to get the value of y. Either way, we get the same result. Please pause the video and solve this problem. The first piece of information here gives us this equation. If the current ages are x and y, then 10 years ago, the ages would have been x minus 10 and y minus 10 respectively. And at this stage, x was thrice as old as y. That's why to get this equal to sign here, we had to multiply by 3. Now, the second piece of information gives us this second equation here, 15 years hence. So we have plus 15 here. X will be 4 by 3 times as old. So we have 4 by 3 here. We have two variables and two equations. These can be very comfortably solved to get the values of x and y. The question requires sum of their ages. Therefore, the required answer is 40. Please pause the video and solve this problem. One may think that there are three variables involved, but only two equations. Therefore, the relationship cannot be determined, but that's not correct. Every time you are able to solve a question too easily, you must look deeper. You are likely missing something. The question seeks the value of x, and if you see closely, coefficients of y and k are in the same ratio in the two equations. Therefore, both y and k can be cancelled simultaneously. So, if we multiply the first equation by 3 and the second equation by 2, you will find that both y and k can be eliminated simultaneously by subtracting the two equations. The value of x turns out to be 10. Therefore, the two quantities are equal and C is the correct answer choice. Please pause the video and solve this problem. The question seeks the value of 2x plus 3y, so we should try to eliminate k from these two equations. So we multiply the first equation by 3 and the second equation by 4. Now k can be eliminated. We get 6x plus 9y equals 80. Therefore, the value of 2x plus 3y would turn out to be 80 by 3, which is just a bit less than 27 here. Therefore, quantity B is greater. The concept of quadratic equations. Look at this problem. Which of the two quantities do you think is greater? Let's factorize this quadratic equation. We break minus 7x into minus 9x plus 2x because product of negative 9 and positive 2 is negative 18, which is the product of 1 and negative 18 here. If this is equal to 0, we get x minus 9 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. So there are two possible values of x. X could be 9 and x could be minus 2. For one value, quantity A is greater. For the other value, quantity B is greater. Therefore, the answer to this question is that the relationship between A and B cannot be established. Let's start from the basics. General form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. To solve a quadratic equation, one approach is to directly apply this relationship and you can directly get the value of x. However, a more practical approach is to manually factorize. Therefore, we express the quadratic equation in this form such that the product of b1 and b2 is equal to the product of a and c. For example, look at this quadratic equation. The product of a and c suggests the product of the coefficient of a and c. So this product here is 2 times minus 10, which is minus 20. Therefore, we must express x in such a way that the product of the two terms turns out to be same as the product of a and c. Therefore, we need to break x in such a way that the product turns out to be minus 20. Therefore, x should be expressed as 5x minus 4x. You see 5x minus 4x is x and product of 5 and minus 4 is minus 20, which is what we needed. Therefore, this is what we get. When we take 2x common, we get this expression, which simplifies into this expression, which suggests that the two possible values of x are these. Sum and product of the roots of a quadratic equation. For a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, sum of the roots is minus b by a, whereas product of the roots is c by a. Let's take an example. For this quadratic equation, sum and product of the roots turn out to be these. Sum is minus b by a, that means minus 1 by 2, whereas product of the roots is c by a, therefore minus 10 by 2, which is minus 5. Let's quickly verify these values. On solving this quadratic equation, we get the roots as 2 and minus 5 by 2. You will find that sum and product of these values do match with what we got here. Please pause the video and solve this problem. We can factorize this quadratic equation by breaking minus 8x into minus 5x and minus 3x. This in turn can be written as x minus 5 times x minus 3, which suggests that the two possible values of x are 3 and 5. Either way, the value of x by 3 would be less than 2. If x is 3, the value of x by 3 would be 1. If x is 5, the value of x by 3 would be 5 by 3. Both these values are less than 2. Please pause the video and solve this problem. The information given in the question leads to this equation. If the two-digit number in consideration is x, then its product with a number 7 less than itself is given as 120. That means x times x minus 7 is 120. On expanding, this is what we get. We should break minus 7x into minus 15x plus 8x because minus 15 times 8 is minus 120, which is same as 1 times minus 120. The quadratic equation simplifies into x minus 15 times x plus 8 is equal to 0. The two possible values of x are therefore 15 and negative 8. We need a two-digit number. That's what the question says. Therefore, the required number is 15. The answer is 15. Please pause the video and solve this problem. The first equation simplifies into x plus 6 times x minus 1 equals 0, suggesting that x is minus 6 or positive 1. The second equation suggests that x is negative 3 or positive 1. In the question, it is given that both these conditions are true. Therefore, out of the values, we must select the value that satisfies both the equations. The common value is positive 1. Therefore, we must conclude that x is 1, which is greater than 0. Therefore, quantity A is greater. Please pause the video and solve this problem. If two roots of this quadratic equation are alpha and beta, sum of the two roots is minus b by a. It's given that b is positive, a we know is 1. Therefore, sum of the roots is negative, and product of the roots we know is c by a, which is positive because c we know is positive and a is 1. Therefore, sum of the roots is negative, product is positive. This is possible only when the first root is negative and the second root is also negative. If both the roots are negative, x is bound to be less than 0. Therefore, quantity b is greater. We can also solve this problem without using these relationships by simply observing that to solve this quadratic equation, we will need to break bx into b1x and b2x such that b1 times b2 would be 1 times c, which is something positive. That would mean that b1 would be positive and b2 would be positive. Therefore, on factorization, we would get something on these lines: x plus m times x plus n equals 0, where m and n are going to be positive. Therefore, values of x are going to be either way negative. Therefore, quantity b is going to be greater.